Okay, so, as an intro and reminder once again, for you are the Space Wolves. The Inquisition have come knocking at your door of Fenris once more, claiming that the wolves have committed the great sin upon mankind, as they've been spotted on the Forge World of Paramar, and they are to face a penance for their crimes. In doing so, it's been reported upon sightings that the Trickster has been seen there, slashing and carving his way through the Forge World itself. As this move goes against all that is against the Imperium and its recourses, the wolves have a few days before the fleet will arrive of the Inquisitional ships and whatever Astartes they bring with them. Not wanting a second bloody war they've already won before with the Inquisition, and not wanting the Imperium's ire at such a routine pass when chaos has the everything else to worry about with the 13 Black Crusades coming about. And for the wolves knowing for a damn fucking fact that the Trickster, he's not there because he's in a fucking space hulk in the middle of fuck-ass nowhere. In stasis. So how could the Trickster be there? Smelling chaos and foul treachery afoot, you have been sent by Logan Grimnar as a high command from the All-Father as a strike team to head on out. You were to be joined by a third member, however, upon casting down into the Forge world, your drop pod encountered an entanglement. As you crashed into a large tower, the spire fell. As it opened up the duct, flying you both out, you managed to both land safely, crashing through a ceiling. However, your third man is nowhere to be seen at the current moment. You have been told to carry on with your mission as instructed, as you two will be the only two going in on this. You are to locate the Forge World's High Command quarters, try to get a sense of the general militarum there, and see what is going on, retrieve some documents, and see what is going on with the archives. Or if you can, to stop this madness, as all the sightings have been around all of the documentation and archival chambers. Hunting and sniffing out this accursed villainy is what you do best. The two of you have now grounded on each other. I believe that is, your name is, Stidger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Stigger?
However you want to pronounce it.
Okay. Stidger and Darian Beartooth. As you both come down, one with a sniper rifle and the other with a heavy bolter in hand, you are now inside of the main tower cathedral-like area that this is. As you come crashing down, the lights are dim, you hear the humming, clanking of metallic in the background, and there's all kinds of servos and wires and cables everywhere. As most things are, candle wax breathes in through the thick smell of sage, forge fumes, and oil, burning incandescently against the very fires that are beneath you, as you can hear the clanking of every gear and cog in a whirling fashion. You've both been instructed, as a reminder, to find whatever is going on here and to make your way to the end objective. The end objective being that there is a couple... By navigating the halls, you should be able to find a Millistronum's, kind of like a general's quarters, right? And from there, figure out what the fuck is going on and why there hasn't been contact to the Space Wolves before the Inquisition, right?
Gotcha.
Considering that Parmar is like directly right next to Fenris, like you guys are neighbors within the solar system that you're in, it would seem kind of weird they wouldn't reach out to you first if there was the Trickster here, because Logan Grimnar would come and get him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind
What
of...
is the Trickster?
So, to give you a bit of lore, the Trickster is... kind of think of like one of the champions for Space Wolves, right?
Okay.
The Trickster was a 30k guy. He existed in
So
Warhammer 30k, and he then later on went a little bit into 40k, and then he was a champion. The duo is best known as, I want you to imagine the Trickster as like a husky that's playing pranks all the time, and Logan Grimnar is this old, gruffled fucking German Shepherd that just wants to sit and do his duty, and is having to look after the young pup who's getting into everything.
So he
Odin and
should,
Loki.
he should be a friendly then, essentially.
Yeah, the Trickster should be quite friendly. I mean, he does play jokes a lot, and he does, mess around with his brothers, but he's generally not a guy that goes out of his way to actively fuck over Forge Worlds. Which is doubly weird, because in the Space Wolf lore, he's in cryostasis right now, in the middle of a battle barge, off in the middle of fuckwhere somewhere in space. You don't really know where he is, but you do know that there's a dead man switch on his body, so if you know he's in a certain region, and that if it was to go off, you could see the explosion from your home planet.
So we know he's not here, or we know he's not dead here yet.
Yeah, which it's just kind of like weird that you know the general location that he's in. He's still floating in space. How the fuck is he here? Make sense?
Yes.
For salamanders, it'd be like, yeah, Vulcan is attacking Terra right now. And then Vulcan just comes out of his quarters like, the fuck do you mean I'm attacking Terra?
So we have to find this false Trickster.
Yes. And find out why this Forge World is being slaughtered. You have 2 days in game time. So, as you crash down here, again, I think you all can see the map, right, of where your tokens are.
Yeah.
You see all around you, there is a grand number of things all around. There's a good number of technology everywhere. There appears to be, in true Warhammer fashion, instead of having a normal keyboard to control everything, you have a fucking pipe organ that controls all the technology.
Are there any signs of life?
I would need you to roll me a... roll me an awareness check.
What do I roll? Like, what kind of dice do I roll?
So, as we described before, look at your total for your awareness.
Yeah.
So, what's the number?
4.
So, it would be 4d6 normal plus the 1 wrath dice. So, it'd be 3d6 plus the 1 wrath dice. 3 blue, 1 red. 4 total.
Oh, okay. She just told me the total, not the value. My total says 7/8. What? I don't know what the slash means.
The slash means... oh, go ahead.
As we have acute senses,
Yes.
so you should have picked a sense that you have that's better than other ones, and you get an extra die for that sense.
Okay, so what's that mean to me right now with the 7/8?
So, how
So
many
it's-
7/8s do you have?
Just the one.
Okay, so your acute senses are kicking in. Is that meaning, do you want to use your ability of acute sense to use on this check?
Nah.
Okay, so you have 7 dice total, meaning it's going to be 6 blue and 1 red, because the red ones are wrath dice. So you would go into the dice roller, you would pick 6d6.
I got you. I understand how it works now. I just need to know how many I was supposed to roll.
Yep.
Now I understand.
So count up your how many successes you have.
My successes.
4s and 5s
Yes.
are 1s, and 6s are 2s. or 2 successes. You need to beat a DN of 4.
Okay, my wrath die somehow came out cocked. I seems strange for a digital die.
I'd
But
say it's a 5.
okay, I got 2 5s and a 6 then, and then my
1, 2,
wrath
3,
die.
4. So your wrath dice is a 5. That means it's 1 success. 4, 5 success. So how many successes do you? So count up all your
4,
icons.
counting the wrath die. 4.
Okay. So, including that wrath die, including the 4, you have passed. So as you begin to kind of sniff around, you just kind of like sniff the air around you, right? As you take in a deep breath from your rebreather, and you look around with your good sense of hearing and sight. In this current room, there is only like servo skulls and stuff in terms of life here, right? That's what you're asking in terms of life, right?
Yes.
There's only servo skulls in the area. However, there is blood smears on the bottom of the grills on the floor. So I will highlight them for you. You are keenly sensed and aware that there is blood here, but the blood that is here is it's on the bottom panels. So it's like here, here, as if the like actual panels on the floor were turned upside down to try to hide the blood. Those are the red circles. So something's been tampering with shit.
Am I free to just like do stuff, or am
Yeah.
I waiting for
So
the narrative?
you're free to do whatever you want right now. Just like normal D&D, you can roleplay, you can make checks, you can talk, you can act in your character. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
All right, then I'm going to say to Stidger. Yes, Stidger. Something foul is in the wood, brother, and I'm gonna check out one of these grates.
Okay, move your token over to it. So as you have moved your token over to it, you walk up, clanking against the bottom of the grate. You come up to it, bloody and such. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna peer down this grate, and I'm gonna look at the blood and see how fresh it looks. I imagine.
So as you already saw before, with your check, as you were going into it, as you saw before, you were already going into it. So, sorry, things on my end. Okay, so as you moved up to it, right, you notice all the blood that's there. You've made your awareness check before to notice that blood. You peer down between the grates. You notice that the blood is still dripping. It's quite fresh still. It looks like the splatter might have happened as if it was turned around, but the splatter happened as if it was like a swift cut. Very swift, wasn't given any time to like breathe or any like time for like the body to stay here, as if it was just like splashed with blood and then the body was moved or swiftly taken another place or disposed of.
What are these green circles and these blue octagons?
So, those green circles are stuff that I've pre-highlighted. You don't really know they're there yet. It's more so I would need you to make a check.
Right, okay.
Your awareness check spotted servo skulls and stuff. The green circles are servo skulls in these like kind of brain jars and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
To go further, I would need a tech check.
I'm gonna let Stitcher get in on the action as well.
I'll do the tech check.
Okay. Need to pass a D and a 4.
I'm going with I definitely passed.
Okay. So, just to remind you all, you both have 2 wrath points that you can spend on rerolls or narrative declarations or whatever. You also have a glory point in the bank that you can spend on like bypasses or help or stuff like that, or guaranteed move into a combat. Just so your knowledge is aware. So your tech check comes back as you pass. You identify the green circles as servo skulls, and specifically they are archive skulls. They are brains that have been augmented with multiple chips, as they are serving as a digital bio-memory bank, as a way to look up information fast, as all of the areas around you is these giant skulls that are on the ground, as they point out to you looking underneath the grates, are like long, giant vats of what appear to be just hordes of data. That the massive towers and pillars around you are massive data centers. That there are thousands of servo skulls like in these pillars all around that are just like racked with them all the way up, that have tons and tons and tons of data. And these archive brains are sort of acting as like your like chat GPT in a way, where you ask it a question and it compiles the data for you and then spits you an answer, right? To the best of its ability. However,
So they're all linked together then, or?
they're all linked to the superstructure, so like you could ask one and it could run in parallel, but two, if they're all connected at the moment, is you're unsure. You just have identified them as what they are. The blue parts, however, are the interface modules, as for some reason there are like 3 of them grouped up together on either side, and oddly enough there is like a massive master computer back here. So you see this tiny little green thing in like this giant data center. There is like a metric giant computer in the back. What you assume is kind of like the archival head center, right? The main computer that connects everything.
Okay, then I want to head to that.
Okay.
I am going to follow behind and kind of like cover. Now that I've seen blood, fresh blood, I'm going to be kind of aware, on my guard. I'm covering my battle brother here.
If you
while he
want
does
to do
tech
that,
hunting.
as they're moving through, can you roll me a insight check as you scan the area?
Sure. I have 1 insight. And I rolled a 1.
Okay, that's a fail. So, as you're moving, so I'd say you get about here. What's your passive awareness, Darian?
Like, is that just the attribute itself?
Yeah, like your passive awareness is
Uh, right. That I'm saying, is that value or attribute? Like
it's
VAL
your
or A?
traits. If you look under your traits, under corruption is passive
Oh, okay.
awareness.
Gotcha, gotcha.
What's your passive awareness?
4. It's 4.
Okay, so I need to roll a check against you then. So you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. At the current moment, you are on guard for things. However, in the background, out of character, there are things eluding your gaze, slipping in the shadows, slithering in vents that you're not noticing.
Hmm.
As you approach the main computer, Stitcher, you see that around you is marked on the ground as a number of numerous data slates that have been printed into the ground and used as a treadmill. For how many fucking data slates they have, they're literally using the ones that have the least important data as a walkway. Just to, like, give you the idea of how massive this scale is. Around here, each little capstone that is here is another vault of data slates. Each one of these headstones on the main computer displays a new display of information that is constantly archiving and checking itself, doing all kinds of data. As you approach, what do you want to do? You're free to move again.
I want to check for recent logs, I guess.
So move yourself up to the main component. So as you approach the main component area, you see the green screen flashing on Bind with code. Do you have the keyword Adeptus Mechanicus?
Yes.
Okay. With the keyword Adeptus Mechanicus, you take out your hand as you kind of stick out 2 or 3 prongs from your middle and ring finger as you stick them in to the computer widget point in between the keys, as you are able to kind of analog-wise kind of just quickly scroll through the logs without having to, like, type through each individual key, right? As you go through it, you're understanding the binary code that's going through. You see a few things that don't add up. So, as you're parsing the code, it feels like some of it's written in a cipher. Adeptus Mechanicus doesn't usually use code ciphers. They usually just use raw code input and just make it like a dense block. And if you can read it, you read it. If you can't, you just usually fry your capacitor from trying, right? Do you want to try to decipher the code brick?
Yes.
Okay, I will need another tech check, please. What was your number?
Let's see. 5 successes on the blue dice, and then a 6 on my wrath.
Okay, you have a Wrath critical. Do you wish to save this as an exalted point, or do you want to... Sorry, an exalted icon, or do you want to, use the Wrath critical now?
I'll use it now. Trying to figure out what's going on here.
So with your Wrath critical now, combined with your check, you have parsed through the data logs as you find out that some chaos scrap code has been infected into the main computers. As the main computers were going through all their databases, they were getting fed multiple lines of code that were asking it to do commands to dig deeper into its archive network, to recompile its archives, and then save a backup copy. The problem is the scrap code was making it redo the same log over and over again. So it would try to make a backup on a separate, like a data vault, right? So try to make a backup of a data vault, but it would make the backup on the same data vault. So it's backing up data on the data that it's trying to back up. And it's writing over each other, and it's causing hiccups, and it's causing issues. As one tries to write over it, the other one backs it up someplace else, and then it does a trickle-on effect, where A tries to back up A, so it transfers A's data to B, but B is also trying to back itself up onto A. They both fuck each other over, as they're both writing data that is not needed on both sides. As they lose data and write over, and then it gets corrupted. Makes more scrap code, it then goes deeper and deeper. It's clogging things up. It's making it harder for the machine to move around and do its actual job, which is part of the reason why you've parsed as to why the communications are so low. The communications are low because there's multiple distress beacons. There's even like a message that's like 2 weeks old. But nothing was sent out because it is so backlogged in the archive that it is going all the way up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn scrap code. I had a feeling. I mean, the player, me, had a feeling. My Darian Beartooth has no idea what scrap code is.
Scrap code? The fuck is that? I'm not tech savvy, man. I hunt and kill shit.
Exactly.
Ooh. Oh. So, Stidger, what would you like to do? You could try to repair the code, you could try to repair the scrap code, or you could investigate the area still, because you don't know if, repairing it could help you. It could also, maybe that's what they want. Whoever implanted it here is playing a long game, because it's not like the scrap code was just slapped into it, right? And it's just like an overwork flow. It is scrap code combined with so it's scrap code that's affecting the archive, because the archive is now blocked up. It's then using scrap code to draw all the computing power, which is then drawing all the computing power of everything, which is then drawing more power to this one area. Rinse, repeat, it was like multiple stackings of shit to play a long game to get here.
Mm-hmm. Can I isolate the scrap code into like some of the data disk and eject it?
It will take quite a bit of time before that can happen. You'll need to roll a couple of tech checks, and you'll need to be doing some other stuff. So this is, you now have an objective. Your objective right now is to get rid of the scrap code, help reboot the system. Mm-hmm. So I need you onto the objective. You need to roll me a investigation for what the steps need to happen in order. I need a DN4 to pass.
Evan and another Wrath critical.
What was your number for your investigation?
7.
You passed the DN. So, your steps for getting things done are as follows, and I will type them out in the chat so you have them in a written form. In our Tales of Shadow Toxin.
Forum channel?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just getting it typed out real quick for you. You may talk amongst yourselves, maybe do a bit of role plays for the both of you being here. Maybe a bit of uneasiness follows you in these unknown lands. Choppius, how is your Darian feeling kind of being stuck in a confined mechanical death trap of a Forge world?
Oh, he's not worried at all. Doesn't phase him. He is watching Ginger do tech marine things, and he grows, I guess, irritable,
It's like,
bored with it, you know, as he's like, I know nothing about this technology. And he's going to begin to wander down the room, kind of like, not like picking stuff up and playing with it, you know, but looking for things that might be out of place. I'm going to go to this green circle over here. Go towards it, at least.
okay.
Mainly, he's going to be going down this way. And, you know, just kind of walking the perimeter. Kind of slowly pacing. Not really pacing, I guess. Slowly stepping. I don't think he's very stealthy either. Big, heavy step.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I guess you could try to be stealthy if you want to, or you could just be open with it.
No.
Clank,
Yeah,
clank, clank.
tempting. Just cling, cling, cling as he's stepping. And, you know, the whirring of servos and power armor.
Okay, so your objective is to isolate the code and reboot the main computer. The steps to do so are to align all the archive skulls with each other, to play the Song of Awakening on the pipe organ, to clean the blood from the circuits, to reboot the main archive, and then eject the corrupted data slates and reboot again. As you are heavily clanking and walking around, I need your passive awareness check.
Passive awareness, is that your 4?
So what's your passive awareness, Darian?
4.
So roll me a check again for it. So it'd be 3 normal, 1 wrath.
One regular success with a 5. 2 failures. Failure on the wrath die.
So 1 success. So you get 1 point. You did not beat it as you are ambushed.
Uh-oh. Did not see that coming. Didn't think they would have the chutzpah.
Out from the vent slither some disgusting creatures around the blood stains that were on the vents, as some warp snakes begin to come out. Stidger, as you've begun the process, I assume to align all the archive skulls, correct?
Yep.
So you are busy aligning the archive skulls, meaning that you are going to have to go to each one of these green dots and manually, one by one, align them. Who wants to seize the initiative?
I think Darian, seeing these things crawl from the vents, is going to look to shoot something immediately. I'll seize this initiative.
As you're ambushed, I'm going to have them move first, but then you'll get to attack.
Yeah, let's do it.
They manage to get the jump on you as they are beginning to swarm you. These creatures, these warp snakes, you see a mass of heads connected to all kinds of like slithering tails and pieces of claw that are all kind of like in a purple gooey flesh, where the snakes, their faces split into 4 equal pieces, showing fangs and a long tongue that stretches out of them like a tentacle, each having like 6 or 7 heads as they all kind of slither and claw towards you.
All right.
Just getting their numbers down. Okay. Two. Okay. You have chosen to seize the initiative. It is now your turn first, Darian. What do you want to do? You have an action. So you have movement, an action, essentially a reaction or a free action. Like free action being able to tell somebody something, say something, do a check, that kind of thing.
I think I'll use the free action to call to Stidger, say, brother, we have warp spawn company. And then with my action, I'm going to attempt to just unload on these things with my bolter. I have rapid fire 4 on my heavy bolter. So how does that work in this game? It says this weapon deals plus X extra damage at short range, I imagine.
So that's for me to decide. I'm going to say you get, it's based on the targets at short range that you're surrounded by. So you are surrounded by 4 targets. Whoever you point this thing at is going to take it 4 extra damage.
Alright, so do I just attack one guy, or...
So, you're using your heavy bolter, bit of tutorial. You're within range, if you want to measure. You're under 18 feet, as the closest from you is like 8 feet, 4 and such. Because that is under 18 feet, you are rolling with advantage. So you get a +1 extra to your dice roll. So you would take your ballistic skill. What's the total on your ballistic skill?
12.
Okay. +1 to make it 13, right?
Yeah, plus a wrath die. Is that right?
Well, the wrath die is in there as a normal roll. So it's 13. It's 12 dice plus a wrath die, which is 13. It's 13 dice total, so 12 plus 1 being the wrath dice.
Gotcha.
12 normal, 1 wrath. Let's see if you pass their if you pass their defense. So what's your roll?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Well, 7 above a 3.
Yeah, because 4s and 5s are 1 success, and 6s are 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and
the heavy
then
bolter
8.
Also has the salvo property and has the -1 AP.
So the -1 AP means that you're going to 1 armor piercing and salvo. What does salvo do again?
I'm not sure. I know what it does in Kill Team. It lets me target multiple things.
Salvo. Improve range attack tests. Weapon must be reloaded after use.
Oh, okay.
You basically
Well,
sacrifice a reload to gain a bonus on your ranged attack.
Alright, yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Okay, so you pass an 8. So you have an 8, right? With your, their defense is a 4. You pass. Now you would go to your damage. So what's your damage number?
It is 12 plus 2.
Plus 4 from the amount of enemies, so 6. 12 plus 6.
18.
18. Do you have the extra feat with your side pistol still?
I'm not sure. I don't remember what that was. I'm looking at it right now. I have... No, I don't think so. I have dual wield, but I don't... Does that... Is that what
I
you're talking
believe that was brutal.
about? Oh, yeah, no, I didn't take brutal at this time. I traded that for something else. Bombardment, I think.
What does that do?
Once per session, deal 22 ED to all targets within 10 meters. But I wasn't trying to use that on some little warp snake when I can just shoot them apart, you know.
Fair enough.
Oh, I should have also used my Unrelenting Devastation ability. You sacrifice your move to brace a heavy weapon. Add 1 bonus die to all attacks. And 1 ED to the weapon's damage. I plan to just stand and shoot, so I should have did that. But, you know, for the future, I'll try to remember them.
Okay, I just didn't get your updated character sheet. Could you send that over to me?
Sure.
I'm just trying to keep up. So, now that you've rolled, you do 16 damage, correct? Or is it 18? 16 or 18? 12 plus 4, 2, 6... 18 damage, yeah. So, as you did 18 damage, you fucking eviscerate the snake. It had a resilience of 2. You did double its health, as you just blow it to smithereens. You make a blood paste on the ground as you roar up your heavy bolter, you fire it at one of these fuckers, and just it is just splat all over the ground, dead. As it is splattered onto the ground, you see it kind of fizzle and turn to a gloop or a glob almost. on the ground of like a purplish mass that begins to try to slither away. Okay. I just want to remind you, you could have used Unrelenting Devastation here. Because you're not moving.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, was I should have used Unrelenting Devastation. And in the future, I'll try to remember to do that.
Yep. So, that ends your turn unless you want to move.
Oh no, I'm just standing in the middle of these things. I'm not worried about them.
Do you want to use a reaction to use a grenade or a pistol?
Oh, can you do that with a reaction?
It's kind of... reactions are more flowing in this game. So, remember how I said that sometimes, you know, certain things will be active for smaller fights that won't be active for others?
Mm-hmm.
Given that you're holding a heavy gun, you're not in your heavy stance, I could say I could surmise in my head that you could switch to a pistol and just whack one in the face.
Sure, yeah, I'll bash the closest one to me with my pistol.
Oh, I didn't mean bash, I meant like you just pull out and shoot one in the face.
Oh, okay, well then I would like to shoot the one that's closest to it. Did you? Yeah.
Okay. So, once again, roll with your ballistic skill.
Right.
Okay. So let's say, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you pass with an 11. As you pass with that 11, now roll me, so it wouldn't be a roll, it'd just be your damage for your bolt pistol, right?
Yep, my bolt pistol damage is 10 plus 1.
10 plus 1, and based off the enemies that you're surrounded with, 1, 2, 3, plus 3.
It also has the brutal property. It says add an additional plus 1 to the result of each extra damage die.
So that's 11, and then I'm getting 1 from 1, 2, 3, 16. You killed it. Mm-hmm. You did about 14 damage as you just demolish the next one in front of you. You look at it, you stare at it as you bring up your bolt pistol, you shoot it once straight down the narrow. As you explode its inside of its heart, it turns to goop on the ground and once again slithers away.
Oh, I just wanted to shoot it this way.
Oh, which one? Oh. Your next closest one was like one of these.
Yeah, no, I thought I wanted to shoot at the one that was trying to creep up on Stitch.
Oh no, you said you wanted to shoot the next closest one, so that's what I inferred.
I gotcha. No problem.
Besides, you're out of range for it anyway. The max range on your bolt pistol is 18 feet. It's
Oh, I see
36 feet away from you.
Cool. Gotcha.
Each square is 4 feet. There's a measuring tool you can press with M that allows you to see shit.
Yeah, I gotcha. But that would be pretty much it for me, I think.
Okay. As that ends your turn, Stidger, you are currently hacking away at this computer. You're done here. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to go kill some of these warp taint? Do you want to go try to get to one of the computer terminals?
I'll shoot at one of the ones by him, I guess.
Okay. Like this one?
That one. Ballistic skill. Oh my god.
You fail. Out of all those
Wow.
rolls, you get one success, and you fail. As I will count this critical failure as you fire a bolt shot next to his foot. As your sniper rifle goes ka-chink, bang, as you look down, Darian, to see a bullet almost nick your foot.
I'm going to grunt and look over my shoulder. But I don't.
What'd you say?
I said I don't say anything. I just grunt and look over my shoulder.
So what does the speed of 7 mean?
7 squares. So the measuring tool helps with this if you want. You can do the measures like 1, 2, yeah. You get to see. Well, there's 2 kinds of measures. If you click on the measuring tool, you'll see there's a pop-up above the top of the screen where there's the ruler or a token. So if I use the token, I can grab your token and yeah. So because every 7 times 4 is 28 feet of movement. 7 squares, but 28 feet of movement if you want to put it like that. That makes it easier.
Okay, so I can move over here, and then since I have dual wielding, I read that I can use my mechadendrite to attack in melee. Damn it, I just closed the window.
Sure.
My weapon skill is 8. The mechadendrite is +4 strength when I use it, so that would make it 12.
Yep. You are correct. So you would be rolling for, I think it's athletics total. Is your dice pool to roll on? Did you pass? What's your total count?
8?
8 passes.
Okay.
So now you could roll your damage. Well, not roll your damage. What's your damage for your mechadendrite?
9 plus 2 ED, and it has a -3 on AP.
Damn, so you completely cut through his resilience and just do the direct wound damage as you rip his heart out with this fucking mechanical claw on your back, and he turns to goop and tries to slither away. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It is now the warp snake's turns, as they're going to try to... So as these two move over here, these guys are going to kind of move over to a glob. Let's see, does this one hit you? What's your defense? Darian?
It is a 4.
First one passes. $17 damage. What's your resilience?
14.
Okay, so you take 3 wounds damage.
Okay.
As you see all 7 of the heads bite onto your torso armor, some slashing into the weak parts of your ceramite and kind of getting into the more metal bits as they kind of crush their teeth in, just nicking the insides of you, as you can feel them kind of like stab into your fleshy bits a little bit as you kind of like just kick one away. The second one comes in. Let's see if he hits. Yep. He got a 12 on his damage, which does not beat your resilience, right?
Nope. Resilience is 14.
He bites your foot, and nothing happens. The ones that combined into a blob grow to a much bigger size of a warp snake. You get the sense that just killing them may not be the only solution, that you have to fully end them.
Mm-hmm.
It is your turn again, Darian. What would you like to do? Remember, checks are free.
So, I think I'm going to see Astartes' combat knife, use the weapon skill to attack. Is that what that is?
What about the combat knife?
Does it use weapon skill for its attack modifier? Like just the stat weapon skill? The skill weapon skill? Is that
Yeah,
what you measured that off of?
it would use weapon skill, yes.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
no,
use my
actually, it would
combat
use athletics. Weapon skill is more so a dueling against equal opponent. So, say you picked up a las gun on the field, right? Do you have the weapon skill required to just pick it up and fire it? Weapon skill might
Alright,
also
well,
be like I want to make a critical shot, or I want to aim for his heart. So, like, say weapon skill would be like, I want to use my knife to cut off all the heads at once, right? Then I would have you make a weapon skill check. But it's just athletics to use your knife.
Alright, yeah, I didn't know there was an option to just, like, try to chop off all the heads in one go. I would like to do that. On the one that bit me.
So first I need you to hit it. So roll me your total athletics dice pool to try to hit it.
I got 7 successes, I believe.
You pass. So what's the damage on that knife?
The knife is 11 plus 2 with a -1 AP.
Okay. So roll me a weapon skill check. You need to pass a 5, a DN5. So your total is 12. Roll me 12 D6s.
Alright, looks like I got a 6 there. Oh, wait. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, with the wrath die.
You just barely pass. Upon cutting off all the heads of the one in front of you that bit you, you notice that it begins to worm and writhe in pain as the heart explodes in and then wraps around it, sucking it into a vortex where it disappears from sight.
Alright.
You have discovered the enemy weakness.
But I'm going to tell Fidger to aim for their heads, or dismember the heads, brother. And I guess with a reaction, I'm going to use my pistol to fire at that big one as it's probably about to approach.
Yep. So you want to use your heavy bolter to do so?
Yeah, unless I thought I had to use my pistol because I used my knife for their first attack.
Well, I want you to think of your knife and your bolter pistol as your offhand, and your main hand is like the heavy bolter. You can't enter your heavy stance right now because you already used the knife.
Right. Plus this guy lashed on my foot. I like to think that's detrimental. But I will unload with my heavy bolter. Not a great set of rolls. To only 3 successes.
Ooh, you don't pass. You managed to cut off all the heads on one, however you were too focused on the one biting down on your foot that you lean your aim a little too far to the left and managed to hit some of like the what was your wrath dice roll?
It was a 3.
Okay. You managed to hit some of like your side bolter fire on just like the walls as they clank off the metal and leave a few holes in the concrete.
Alright, that's going to end my turn as I stand my ground here.
Okay. What are you doing, Stitcher?
I guess I'm going to shoot at the heads of the big one.
Are you going to try to do some kind of trick shot? Or just blow the heads off?
Just trying to blow the heads off. That'd be long range, but I have the talent long shot, so as long as I use all my actions, I won't take the penalty.
How much range is your sniper?
Um, 54 at
So-
long.
There's... Yep. So, hold on. You can hit it with a 52. So,
Okay.
still at long range, you have a -1 on your... sorry, a -2 on your hit. But I rolled a hit with your ballistic skill. Or what were you using to mitigate the minus?
I have a talent called Long Shot, and I use a full action or full round action to increase
Okay.
the range of it.
So you essentially will not be able to do anything else after this shot.
Right.
Take your shot. Hey, a wrath critical.
Mm-hmm.
Do you pass? What's your number?
9.
Hey. You pass. Look it up here.
+10 +1 ED damage. Oh, and then there's the crit effect.
So I want you to roll on the critical hit table. So as a tech marine, you can roll twice and choose the one that you best want. You can either roll once and take one of them, or you can roll a second time, but you got to take the other one after that. I think it's once per combat encounter, so you essentially get a free reroll. But roll me 2d6s. A 3 and a 6, 36. Okay, so you've hit it. You will increase, so you have a savage attack. So you are going to leave them mortally wounded. You can spend a glory point to give them a +1 wound, if you wish to. You currently have 1 glory point.
Sure.
Are you okay with that? Confirm with your partner if they're okay using the glory point on a critical hit.
Yeah, he just told me to do it.
Okay.
Mortal runes represent damage that is particularly brutal, exotic, or otherwise
Roll me
incredibly
your-
dangerous.
Roll me your damage.
Is that just a extra damage die?
Well, it's just I need to know your damage. What's the damage of your sniper rifle?
10 +1 ED.
Okay. So 11 plus 2 mortal wounds extra. And it has... does it have any AP?
No.
Okay. So you bunk into this thing as it takes 11 damage, and you've mortally wounded it. Upon doing so, you expose its heart area as your bullet rips from your shell. Your bullet rips from your rifle, ascending downrange. You just hear a loud bolt shot echo out into the distance, past your face, whizzing past, hitting it square within all of it, piercing through every one of the heads, slashing through the necks, piercing the skin back as it is staggered. Upon doing so, the bullet explodes mid-entry to the body, leaving a fleshy orifice of a hole in the middle of it, exposing its beating heart. It is currently staggered at the moment. The one that is near you is going to try to attack as the flesh moves. Does this one hit you? No, he doesn't. He tries to just nibble on your foot again and doesn't hit you. Darian opened with an opportunity of seeing a critical point exposed to you. Are you going to unleash into this thing?
Oh, definitely. I'm using my heavy bolter and rolling it now.
You're going to enter a Devastator stance?
Oh, yeah, I should have did that. But
You can still do it. You haven't rolled damage yet. You can still do it.
Oh, okay. So what do I add for that? Just an extra die?
So heavy Devastator. Look at the perk here.
Yeah, heavy.
Unrelenting Devastator. When you sacrifice your movement, you brace your heavy weapon. You can add a +1 bonus dice to all attacks with the weapon, and a +1 ED to the weapon's damage.
Oh, okay. So I would roll 14 instead of 13.
Yes. But did you pass the resilience? What was your number for?
I had 6. 6.
You make it. Now, roll me the damage. So it would be a 14 instead of a 13, and you get an extra ED.
Okay, so my damage is 12 plus 2. It'll be plus 3 with this extra ED.
So what's your base damage?
12 plus 2.
Okay, so it'd be a 13 plus 3, equaling a 16. You're surrounded by one enemy, so 17. You unleash 17 damage into this thing as you explode it from the outside in, as you just tear a hole straight through the body. It screams out in agony as it disintegrates along with the other 2 snakes that were in the room.
Hell yeah.
You have won the day of combat. In a glorious fashion, I will award you 1 glory point for that, of having teamwork to use a good critical moment to turn the tide of battle.
I'm gonna look down at my scuffed boot where that one bit me, and kind of, wipe my foot across the floor.
The first shot was clearly a warning shot.
To that, I grunt again, and I say, warning received, brother.
So, as you approach the first objective, what would you like to do? Well, you're asking for me for a check anyways, but you approach first objective. I'm going to need a tech check on this first computer. Well, first archive skull. What's your tech check?
You talking to me or?
I'm talking to Stidger. It's
That's what I thought.
Does this count as repairing damaged machinery?
No, this is purely you aligning it. So you've broken through the scrap code. You're trying to align in sequence each of these archive computers so it makes one clear path of data. so that you can connect it to the main computer. You're going to be repairing stuff later, though.
Okay.
I gotta run to the restroom really quick. I'll chill for me and
Yeah.
Uh, 4.
You pass. You pass the first one, as it has been turned over to be connected. Which one will you go to next?
The next closest. Which would be that one, I think.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Another tech check. You can also investigate the computers if you want to read into them. Up to you, depending on what you want to do.
Uh, 5.
You pass your tech check as you've now routed the next one to each other. You see as a thin cable is stretched from one to the other. As this cable connects both of them. Upon doing so, it's like the computer itself is kind of like attaching a wire, like a mechadendrite hand slicks out and connects it to each other, as the ports are manually connecting. What's up next?
There's 6 of these then.
That you know of at the moment.
Okay.
As you get to about here, you see that your heat signature goggles are picking up movement. Roll me a perception. Oh, there's no perception. Whoops. Roll me a investigation check.
Five, but a 1 on the wrath die.
Okay. So you managed to pick up a couple of signatures, as I will highlight the traces for you. You get the general idea of where they are. You've picked up movement in these 3 sectors.
I'll call out to Darian and tell him that I picked up the heat signatures, and then I'll point at all 3 areas at once using both my hands and my mechadendrite.
I will begin moving in that direction. This time a little more cautiously than previous.
You'll be around because this is a pipe organ.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I won't walk over the pipe organ.
So as
So I
you
approach.
Yep, you approach cautiously as you see the movement areas, or at least the areas they kind of like outlined. What do you want to do when you approach?
Shoot, we go. I am going to would warp spawn give off heat signatures?
They can, but it's very hard to pick up on them.
Okay, and that's what she picked up, right? Or
She
he
picked up.
Did
She
you?
picked up on the minute heat signatures of them moving around.
Oh, okay, okay. Then I am going to assume that there's more snakes in these grates. I'm gonna, I guess, stomp my way to the grate with my bolter leveled and get ready to just blast whatever comes out of this hole.
Roll me a awareness check. Not
Got it.
passive awareness. Awareness. So a 7 normally, or 8 if you want to spend your ability.
Yeah, I'll do that this time.
Okay.
Looks like I got 4.
I counted 5.
What are we counting? Is it 3 and above, or
4s and 5s are 1s, 6s are 2s.
oh, 6 counts as 2? Man,
Yeah.
I've not been counting 6 as 2 this whole time.
Yeah, 6s counts as 2, my dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I got 5.
So, as you approach, right, you're stomping and ready, a snake immediately hops out of the grate as a couple of them hear your stomping and try to hop on out. I'll give you a preemptive shot. You're already in heavy stance. So go ahead and roll your ballistic skill check. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I count 9.
Is it 4 as well? Because then it would be 10, I think. 3.
What do you mean 4 as
4.
well?
Just 4 count, like for 4, 5, and 6, or is it just
4s
5
and 5s are 1 point. 6s
right,
are
that's
2
what I thought
points.
you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I got 10. It's what I'm counting. So I got 4 6s and then a 5 and a 4.
2,
so 10.
4, 6, 8. Yep, 10. So you pass the hit. Roll the damage, which is just tell me your damage.
It's 13 plus 3, so 16.
You eviscerate them. As you learned from last time, you aim for the heads as you just boom, blood paste, dead. You no longer pick up on any movement in the area, and the blood drippings that were here also evaporate, turning into blood mist.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to continue towards Stygier and see what he is currently working on.
Well, we need to get to the next.
That's what I thought, so I'm going to escort you that way. I'm going to grunt, nod, and move in this direction.
Awareness check.
Got it. Three this.
Didn't pass. As you approach, you're kind of looking around. Stygier, are you going to roll me a tech check?
Sure. Nine.
So you pass, and as you're hacking away, I'm gonna say you're ambushed by more of these warp snakes. So you're hacking away. As you're ambushed, they're going to move to you. What do you want to do, Darian?
Of course, I just start shooting at them as they approach my brother here.
Are you going to go in heavy stance this round?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm just posturing up, shooting.
Okay, roll that ballistic skill.
So, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10.
Okay, what was your wrath dice
11.
number?
5.
Okay, no critical. So, as you land all your shots going into this thing, roll me the damage was 16. As you rip through this one, boom! Completely towering through as it's just blasted to smithereens.
Can I use my reaction or secondary
You cannot.
action?
So,
Oh.
we established that if you're in heavy stance, you cannot use a reactionary attack, because you're using the heavy stance. You're sacrificing that movement and reaction to do so.
Yeah, I thought I was just giving up movement. Gotcha.
I imagine you're gripping it with both your hands, so you don't have a hand free. Whereas like a normal, you're just kind of gripping it with just like the front, like just like the top handle, right? And clicking the button.
Sure. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to do then.
Okay, Stidger, you're still hacking away. I need you to roll me another tech check to see if you manage to finish the hacking or not.
Three.
You do not pass, as you are still stuck hacking. It is now the enemy's turn, as they're going to kind of just up and surround you here, Darian, as all of them are going to try to bite. Hit. Miss. Miss. Only one bites you for 11 damage, which you shrug off as he just kind of grates his nails over your armor. The sound is really fucking annoying.
I tell Stidger, keep working, brother. I'll send these beasts back to the war. And I'm just going to shoot, you know? Just...
Yeah.
They're close enough to me where I'm not going to do the heavy stance this time, so I can use my pistol on the second. I got 5.
You said 5?
Yep.
You hit?
Alright, so that is, I think, 13? No, 14 damage. And then the
Boom.
next one I
Dead.
fire pistol as I attempt to quick shoot him in the head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4.
Okay. 4 still hits.
Pistol is a little bit less damage, only 11.
You still decimate him. Boom, headshot.
Vile creatures. That will end my turn.
Okay. Stidger, another tech check, please.
Two.
And what did you get?
2.
2. Oof. So,
You sound tired. I can relate.
a little bit, but we're getting there. So, you managed to. You have the 0. You're still stuck hacking. I mean, this fucking archive skull, he's giving you all kinds of trouble. You're trying to get through it, it's just not working at the moment. Back over to you, Darian, as he also missed again. And he just bit your kneecap. It didn't do anything.
I'm gonna do the combat knife again this time since he's lashing at me. And I'm going to just attempt to sever all of the heads.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 here on the attack.
5 hits. Roll with the damage.
The damage for the combat knife is 13.
Okay. So, as you deal the damage, you just cut all the heads off once again. You manage to get through all the combat without too much pain or suffering. As the blood drippings mystify and the area is clear. After this, you have managed to completely hack through the computer. And the mechadendrite sticks another cord that, runs out and connects the 2 computers.
You move to the next set of up here, I suppose.
You could if you wanted to. As you get to this third archive, you're noticing a pattern that the ones on the first floor all around here are kind of like, this is the first one, second, third, and then connects into a node that goes into it. These on the first floor appear to be like one main function. Like, one is used for archiving like names and titles, the next one's for body paragraphs, and the third one is for just indexing. Altogether, they are a library of massive text files But if you want to, like, say you want to search up a story, right, or like an article, you would type in the name of the article, it would post you to an index number, you would go to the third computer, hit the index number, it then sends you to the article on the second computer.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'll work on connecting all the ones on the first floor here.
Okay. So you're gonna go back to here then?
Well, I think the heat signature is still there, right?
Yeah.
Are these grates like bolted down or are they loose?
Like, the grates are bolted down. If enough force was applied, you could very well kick the grate or break it off. But I would need I would need you to give me a strength attribute test.
Mm-hmm.
Across the room, and as we're approaching, I'm going to, in anticipation of heat signatures producing snakes, I'm going to ready a frag grenade.
Wise choice. Awareness check.
Do it. Not fantastic. 4. No, 3.
Well, given your experience thus far, the check has decreased from a 4 to a 3, so you still pass. You kind of like roll the grenade like a bowling ball as you just kind of clacker it over to the blood area as it instantly explodes, shotgunning whatever snakes were there down the catacombs, down the shaft of all the data slates, as you can just hear like screaming of them as they echo down.
I'm going to look over my shoulder at Stidger, and I just grunt again, and I say, well, perhaps this is the better way of dealing with these.
As long as you don't break the tech.
Stidger can't tell, but I roll my eyes under my helm.
Really thinking about the tech? Your life could be in danger.
Yeah, I am so not worried about the tech. The tech is not even on my radar. You know, that's how my character is. So I'll proceed.
Can I do an awareness test to see if I see heat signatures on this side of the room?
Most certainly.
Okay. Eight.
You identify the exact locations of where these snakes are hiding out at, waiting. Do you tell your friend about them?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna be more precise and throw a crack grenade.
Okay. I'm gonna say weapon skill. One, two, three, four. You toss a crack grenade as it hits this one, blowing it up as a precise strike as you blow a hole straight through the floor. Upon doing so, it was crushed between the heavier, like the heavier adamantine below, as you just kind of crushed it to death. As the crack grenade almost acted like a propulsion for whatever like little hole that got covered out there, and just pressed it like a hydraulic press into it, splattering the guts all across the side as a blood mists through the air.
Arian gives you a grunt of acknowledgement. You know, he enjoys your method.
I'll point out the other two spots and say, Darian, you take care of those while I work with the tech.
So how many grenades do I bring with me?
So
Like
this is kind of where I get into the thing of, for these like smaller encounters, I'm not really counting grenades. If you want to imagine your grenades, though, imagine you have 2 of each kind.
All right, then I'll toss my second frag down this hole, or at this hole.
Weapon skill. Need to pass a 4. Sorry, no, need to pass a 3 on your weapon skill check.
Think I got it. Oh man, that came out all kinds of cocks. How do digital dice cock?
1, 2.
Well, I got a critical on the wrath die, and I got at least 4.
So a 4,
I get
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You ended up with 11 in a critical. You managed to take them both out with your fragmentation grenade. As you toss it, and the shrapnel from both that rolls into one blows it out, hits the other body, surprises it as they both fall into the ravine below.
I'm gonna look back at Stygia and I'm gonna say, we're gonna tell the Wolf Lord about that. He's gonna be impressed.
You got like a fucking combo breaker over here as you just like pinballed them into each other.
And then jokingly, I approach Stygia at the console and I say, I've got the hot hands. Would you like me to handle this too? And I lean in like I'm gonna start mashing buttons, but I'm not actually going to.
My mechadendrite just slowly pushes him away.
A little bit better roll.
Or six.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. You pass. And given that you have a good beat down on things, I'm gonna say that you have connected all 3 of these based upon your skill with the other one, without having to roll a couple more checks that we already know you're gonna get. As you connect the computers manually together. Upon doing so, you hear a little ping from the center console here. As 2 cylinders lift themselves out of the floor. The cylinders have on them a mix of code and screens all around. As you have the Adeptus Mechanicus perk keyword, you know that these two cores here is sort of like a manual override, where you essentially have two chances, where if shit goes tits up, you can press one down, it will manually override the computers that you've already set to it, so essentially the computers that are down here. So if you fucked up on one of these up here, right, and it fucked up bad enough that it like caused a shutdown, you have two chances to manually override things. But with that coming to a close, I will say that we have reached the end of our session.